Hello, guys. All right, I'm getting set up on multiple devices. So, I hope everybody's evening is going well. Hello. I am going to be talking about content that converts, specifically doing market research. Hopefully, Facebook peeps, you can hear me. I know I'm also on Instagram as well. So, thank you so much for joining. But tonight is Wisdom Wednesday. And like I said, tonight I'm going to be talking about content that converts, specifically about conducting market research. I could talk a lot about content and how to create content that converts. But at any time during the live, I invite you guys to type your questions into the chat or comments, and I'll make sure that I leave time to answer on both Facebook as well as Instagram. So, all right, let's get to it. So, I'm going to start with my two most infamous questions of what problem do you solve and for whom? And the reason why I ask this question is because this is going to dictate or be a part of your content strategy, right? What problem do you solve and for whom? You have to really get clear on that in order to be able to create content that's going to convert for your specific industry, your specific business, right? So I know you probably hear a lot of times about people talking about, your content's got to be on point. It's got to be this. It's got to be that. You got to post like a bazillion times a day. But again, don't just to post, right? That's not the objective of social media, nor is it a marketing strategy. So this really all goes back to knowing who your target audience is or knowing your target market. Um, you have to really get clear on who those people are, what problems they have, where do they live, where do they shop, what do they eat, who do they follow. When you're thinking about what problem that you solve and how you solve that problem, you're communicating that and you're showing them why you are the go to person through your content, right? So when we talk about content that converts, it's really content that makes folks take action with you. So whether that action is like, share, save, comment, register, whatever the case may be, you want your brand community to take that action with you. So I typically tell my clients that their content should motivate, inspire, educate, or entertain in some way. That way, you have a variety within your content, but also you are speaking to a lot of the different learning styles that your brand community may have, right? So, somebody may resonate more with an inspirational quote that you have, and that might make them pay more attention versus a silly picture or silly video that you posted, right? That may get their attention. But I say all that to say it's good to have a variety also in the content that you're posting and really showing off who you are and who you are as a brand and what you're really about. So when it comes to conducting market research, which is one of my favorite things to do, you need to ask your audience, right? You need to ask them. So when I say ask them, utilize the features that are available to you on social media. So, like your polls, your questions, your stories. Those are all tools that are available to you that you should be using to engage with your brand community. So, it helps you to learn more about them, right? Because a lot of the stuff you really shouldn't be posting in your feed necessarily, but it gives you that data that you need to be able to go back and say, okay, my brand community wants to learn more about this, or they're having this problem, or they really like it when I post about this or talk about, what I'm doing with, or what I do every day, what my day looks like every day. These are all things that you could find out via doing market research. So let's talk about stories really quickly because that's one of my favorite ways to do market research. So I'll use the polls, the questions, the quizzes, just kind of ask questions. Some of them might be, the majority of them are related to what problem that I'm solving and for whom. So like being a business coach, asking about different things that people need to know to help make their business more profitable. But sometimes I'm just asking, like, questions that are more lifestyle questions. So, for example, and also it gives people a chance to get to know me better as well. So, I'm a coffee drinker, I'm a caffeinated person. I'm not drinking like, tons and tons of coffee every day, but I typically have at least a cup of coffee a day. So I will like say, who's drinking coffee today? Or I think the other day I posted something like coffee versus tea. Basically, all my caffeine drinkers, what are you drinking, coffee or tea? Most people were drinking coffee. So it just kind of gives me an insight into, oh, most of my brand community, they like coffee. I used this example earlier in a Clubhouse room, but I was just like, if I'm going to host an event and I include a coffee shop as the venue or a coffee shop as a stop on whatever event I'm doing, people are going to be more likely to show up. Why? Because most of them drink coffee. So, hopefully you guys can see how you can make connections between some of these things that seemingly are unconnected actually do make all the difference when you're marketing. Other ways that you can do market research are through feed posts. So you can do that in your feed. You can ask a question and ask people to comment. That drives engagement, pushes your post out to more people, and also lets you like get information that you're needing about your audience, like whatever that question may be. So if you ask a question like, who's if you like basically give a tip of some kind. Let's say the tip is let's use a VA or social media. So let's say that the tip is to use Canva as a low cost way to still look professional online on your social media platforms, because you can use a template and you can create that in Canva, right? So a question might be, who's using Canva? And then they can comment below or drop a heart or something like that. That way you can see like if social media and content creation, like the actual physical act of creating the content for people, is something that you do as a part of your agency as a VA, then you would know, oh, most of my users use Canva, so maybe something that might be useful for them would be a tutorial on Canva. So just to give you guys an idea of how you can use market research. So, and do that through feed posts. Another way, of course, is going live, which I like to do on a weekly basis. Go live, talk to you guys, and answer your questions that you may have, and then get to know people a little bit better. But lives is a great way to interact directly with your audience, because people are there, they're in the moment, they can ask you questions, they have access to you as the expert. And just like they're asking you questions, you can ask them questions, and you can kind of get to know like what are some things maybe that would be helpful for them that you could put out in your content or including your content strategy. Of course, that's relevant to the problem that you solve. So hopefully that's helpful to you guys. That's really all I have for this evening, because I could go on and on and on, but I really just want to talk about market research really quickly. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the chat, the comment section. Also, feel free to DM me if you'd like to DM me to ask questions. So if you are on Facebook, you can DM me at iSimplyShe. Again, that's at iSimplyShe. And then if you're on Instagram, you can DM me at I_simply_she. So if this is resonating with you guys, let me know. Drop a heart, give me a comment, ask a question. And then if you want to DM me personally, I'm at all handles at Crystal Renee. So pretty easy to get in contact with me. The only announcement I have, guys, is that I'm doing my Brand Strategy for Bosses Masterclass. That's going to be tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, Thursday, October the 28th. 8 p.m. Eastern, and I'm going to be going over different marketing strategies for on social media and off social media. So if you're looking to market your business on multiple platforms, to include things that are outside of social media, so that Facebook or Instagram goes down, you have another way to speak to your brand community and to market to them. So we're going over some of those strategies. So I hope to see you all there. Hopefully, this has been helpful. And remember, you too can conquer if you slay hard every day. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.